Hey Tomies, we would like to thank our sponsor Nerd Alert Treasures for supporting this podcast. Nerd Alert Treasures makes handmade and customizable dice trays, pencil bags, and our personal favorite, dice bags with pockets. Use our promo code TOMIES, that's TOMIES, for 15% off. Follow the link in the show notes to get yours today, and be on the lookout for Tomies merch. You are listening to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. Welcome back, listeners, to Tomes of the Chaos Bard. I am DM Dave, and to the left we have...
Henley,
Boudreaux,
Lylan Grotha,
Roscoe,
and Fenrir.
And today's recap is by Fenrir. What happened last time?
So, as we were waiting for the announcement of the winners, we had a dwarf approach us from the Iron Hills Guild, and we went and met with, I guess, the head boss, who also happens to be Boudreaux's father, about him buying the Hollow, but more so he wants to buy more of the mines, I guess, and he wants to take over those mines because apparently there's a lot of, gold and silver and probably some platinum and jewels and all sorts of stuff in that mine. And so he wants to take that mine over, and he's willing to supply the Hollow and the people there with supplies as a trade-off of them being there to him being able to mine the mines. After that kind of deal, we went over to Miss Glonkquest's house, where we officially met Miss Glonkquest's grandson and his wife-to-be, who also happens to be Mendrik's daughter. And we also ran into Joanna, Mendrik's wife. And that conversation didn't go quite as planned, but we did clear the air. And, unfortunately, sometimes the truth hurts.
It does hurt.
True that.
And so there's no confusion that Noland is Alim's great nephew, not grandson.
Yeah, geez.
Okay. So you guys are left, or we're going to Fenrir and Joanna as she leaves. Fenrir, you are kind of escorting her out. She's not really paying attention to you because she didn't notice that you followed her.
Sweet. I'm just going to keep following her.
Okay.
Try to keep my distance.
Okay. So she makes her way, so she leaves and she heads towards where the merchants keep all their supplies and stuff, where you guys first entered Avalon with the horses.
Okay.
You guys enter that area, and she goes, instead of entering into the storage unit, she heads up towards the wall of the Monarch District, and there you see the office of Walrend Enterprises.
Oh, cool. As we approach the front of Walrend Walrend Enterprises, that's when I'll be like, "Hey, Joanna."
And she turns around and yes, how may I help you?
Hey.
You can tell she's not excited to talk to you right now, but she's being polite.
What can you tell me about Mendrik?
Well, that he's my husband. What do you want from me?
I just want to know, I want to learn more about Mendrik and who he is, and because it seems like he's been brought out to be a bad guy. And yeah, he's done some questionable things, especially to, my party and I, and to the people in the Hollow. But I kind of like to see the good in people, and he's got to have his reasons for, doing the things he does. And, who better to know than, his wife?
Roll me a persuasion there, Fenrir.
11.
She breathes in deep and she's like, okay, come inside. She takes you inside, and the front of the house looks like a normal office, little building, but she takes you more into the back room, kind of the kitchen area. And she's like, would you like something to drink?
No, I'm okay.
Okay, do you mind if I make me something?
No, but by all means.
Okay, she goes over and she like starts getting her some tea. She's silent for quite a while. A little awkward. Then she gets her tea ready, comes over and sits down, and she's like, Mendrik is a good man. He's comes from a rough background. When I first met him, he was nothing more than a street urchin. He's, was orphaned at a young age and wasn't well liked, but he had this drive about him that I just fell in love with him. He grew up and he worked hard, and he eventually owned this place, owned Walrend Enterprises. He won it in a game, of course, but being in the situation that he was able, well, I don't know.
I mean, my understanding of Walrend Enterprises was not the company that it is now when he first inherited it. So he's done some really good work with it. I mean, he's built it up to the company it is now. I mean, you speak of his work ethic.
He is a very driven man. He knows what he wants, and he gets it. When he won the Walrend Enterprises from Walrend, he's, it was going bankrupt. It was going nowhere. It still had a few contracts, but this people that were running through him, it just was falling apart. And Mendrik took off with it. He was able to make contracts. He was able to persuade very powerful people to take a chance on him, and obviously it's worked. I know it's been very frustrating, though, that he gets a bad rap because he's not much of a people person. He likes things done a certain way, and of course being harassed by Marlowe doesn't really help either.
Would I recognize the name Marlowe?
You would not.
Okay. Is there a reason why he wants to see the Hollow fail?
Mendrik?
Yes.
No, he's invested a lot of money into that place. He's got a lot riding on, far more than I'm comfortable with, but he's got a lot riding on making that very successful.
His actions would speak otherwise.
What do you mean?
I mean, the Hollow wants to be a place to, pay its fair keep. Like, we have suspicions that he hired some folks to, up in the. Have you been to the Hollow?
I personally have not, no.
So they have this plateau where you can grow crops, and we suspect that he hired a group of mercenaries to make sure that they were unable to plant crops up on that plateau. We suspect that he has, like Roscoe stated, that he sent bounty hunters against us. Like, our interests are for the Hollow, and if we felt that he had the Hollow's best interests at heart, I wouldn't be sitting in front of you.
What proof do you have that to make you believe that he's against that? I know personally my husband, he would never do something like that. Yeah, he's changed since I first met him, but I don't think he would ever put people in danger like that.
What does your husband look like? I only ask because it sounds like we're talking about two different people.
Well, he has a goatee. He's somewhat of a tall man. And she describes Mendrik to you.
Okay, so the same Mendrik that I sat in front of in...
Correct.
That definitely sounds like that sounds like him, and that is the man who... He offered me a job in the Hollow, to be the bard there. I had to turn him down because I wanted to, experience my own adventures and things, so it just seems rather odd.
But what proof do you have?
We don't have a lot of proof. We have a note that has some initials on it, his initials.
Can I see the note?
I do not have the note. Do you have something that he has written that I could maybe compare it to?
If you bring the note here, we can compare his writing. He has a very unique writing.
That would be good to find out. Is this where you stay? Do you want me to come back in the morning? I know I'm kind of intruding. Do you want me to, can I bring that back tonight? Do you want it tomorrow? Like what?
I'll be here the rest of the day, so you can bring it back. Because I would like to clear my husband's name. I really don't think that he would do something like that. I know he's pretty strict and doesn't come off the best, but he has good intentions.
There's other forces at play here. I'd really like to know if this is Mendrik's doing as well. So I will do my best to get that note. It may be that Roscoe has to come with me. Would you?
Well, if we can clear this up, the better.
Okay. I will see how Roscoe feels about it, and hopefully he'll let me borrow the note, and we'll see what he has to say. And I'll plan on being back sometime this evening. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Fenrir, was it?
Yes.
Fenrir, okay. Yes, whenever you get a chance, I'll be here.
Okay.
Okay. And you head out, going back to the group with BROMSTROM awkwardly standing in the corner after hearing that argument. Does anybody want to say anything?
Henley is just standing in the corner with her arms folded, just trying to stay out of it.
Okay.
They are a beautiful couple. That's all he has to say.
Face up to your choices.
So I'm going to turn to Mr. BROMSTROM. I'm going to say...
Whoops. Oh, didn't see you there.
I meant no disrespect to your family, and I apologize for coming off harsh. However, how do you personally, not Miss Glonkquest, but how do you personally feel about Mendrik taking over the Hollow? Or do you even care?
Personally, I do not care about the Hollow. Yes, it's my childhood home, but I would rather see it out of my family's hand. So whoever owns it, I don't want anything to do with it.
How do you feel about the stipulation here? Did you know about that prior to?
I did, and me and Noland have had many discussions about it. I am not happy with the stipulation. I think it is manipulative.
Oh, no.
I think they can marry who they want, but it is their choice on what they believe. I have talked to Nolan several times with similar concerns of always being under somebody's thumb. I I wish he would not strive so hard to agree with what is going on.
What does Miss Glonkquest need with the Duke?
I have tried to ask her when she has moments of clarity of why she is so intent on meeting with the Duke, and she will not tell me.
Makes it difficult on our end.
I completely understand.
Because we have a potential way to get her in with the Duke and potentially push Mendrik out of the Hollow. But any more information we have would be great so we know what we're getting into. Because if we're taking in there for her to throw onions at the Duke, I'm not sure I want to go along with that. But
It was garlic, not onion.
whatever. But
Potato,
we're just-
potato.
Now that is different.
Is this when you slip one of those potatoes into his bag?
No.
We're just trying to get this resolved, and I just feel like we're going around in circles.
I believe she wants to meet with the Duke because many, many years ago, before I was even around, when the position for kind of leader of Avalon, it was supposed to be Cornwall, Glonkquest, to be the Duke. He was in line to be the Duke. But of course, the scandal of Cornwall having an affair and having my wife, Margaret, kind of took him out of that position. And I believe Duke Gregory had something in revealing that, but why, I do not know. It's all speculation, no firm proof.
If we had someone else to buy the Hollow, would it matter if we got her into the Duke or not?
It's possible you have another buyer.
We're working on something. And he's pretty much agreed to the same terms and everything, but he just wants the mines. And then he'd let them have the city and everything, and so it kind of works out in everybody's favor.
Well, except for
Except for
those two.
those two. But I don't know even, honestly, them taking the city is going to work out in their favor. So,
And I would personally not want my son involved in the Hollow. So I will do anything that you ask to have him not go there.
I mean, this guy's biggest reasoning is he just doesn't like Mendrik. And he's kind of
I find that surprising. Little sarcasm there.
a little competition, but like I said, he's pretty much agreed to match the price as far as I can tell. He just wants ownership of the mines. He's willing to give people jobs there, pay fair wages, and at minimum 20% decrease in cost to move goods in there.
And who is this?
His name is Dwell?
Hey, Dwall.
From the Iron Hills Guild.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he approached me this morning, and so that's where we've been the majority of the days, conversing with him.
Yeah.
Boudreaux,
Oh,
that's
oh.
enough.
Sorry.
Well, that's surprising. I didn't think he was interested.
Well, I don't think he was until he realized that Mendrik was involved.
Well, I know there's been lots of drama between those two. Details, I'm not sure. But
You're not sure about any sort of details at all? Just drama.
From what I heard is that Mendrik made a better deal and Dwal wasn't happy with it. Took some big clients from him, and he wasn't too happy about it. But that's business.
What? It's about the same as what he told us.
Out of curiosity, I, as Boudreaux, would not know anything about like this.
Like his clients or something?
Yeah, clients are just the happenings between them, maybe.
You've been away too long
Yeah.
to remember. Plus, you were very, very young
Yeah.
when you left. So a lot of this business clientele stuff is,
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Thank you.
you wouldn't know. You knew your dad dealt in supplies, but that was about it at that age.
Okay.
That's kind of, I think, the way we're leading, and that kind of would wrap up our dealings. We could just pass it on to him and do what he needs to from there. But we've got to talk to Miss Glonkquest about it. And
When she wakes, I could mention it to her. I can try and persuade her to go that route if that's what you desire, because, like I mentioned, I do not want Noland there.
I think, unless I'm wrong, I think that's probably the better route we're looking at. But we still, have the potential to get her to meet with the Duke, but if that's going to hurt any opportunities for what we're doing, if it is purely over bad blood of something that happened 20, 30, 40 years ago, and we get her up there and she makes a fool of us in front of the Duke, I don't know that this guy's going to help out because he was the one that made the deal and got us in there,
Correct.
So we've got to...
Or
Yes,
if it'll, just be bypassed and just talk numbers or whatever, even between the two groups, do a bidding or whatever. If that can just even be arranged and just avoid the Duke altogether, it's an option as well.
that is very true. I will mention.
And then
Try
that
and
gets us
persuade
out of
her.
it.
We'll add 1 silver to whatever bid is the highest. 1 single silver. Just to make sure that they stay on top.
I'm sure that could be the breaking point, of course.
Because that's all I got left, man.
Yes, we were hoping that you would make it farther in the tournament for sure.
So, do you know when Miss Glonkquest might be available for conversation? We're supposed to meet back with Dwall tomorrow morning.
I know it's just kind of mid-afternoon right now, but maybe in the next hour or so.
Okay.
I tried to let her sleep as long as she can. It gives me a little break.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. Maybe we'll step out and grab some food for a minute and come back in about an hour if that's okay with you.
Yes, that is perfectly fine.
Unless you got some good recipes, I'd love to learn.
I can whip something up for you if that is what.
I can pay. I don't mean like I don't want to like intrude.
Yes, if that is what you want, you can stay for dinner or for lunch.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm okay with that. You okay with that? Boudreaux's okay with that. Henley, you all right hanging out for some food?
Sure.
Lila, Grotha.
Fine. Whatever.
All right. I guess we're eating.
Okay. They go in the kitchen, start preparing something. You notice that there's not tons of food because there's not a lot of people that live here. But he's making some. I don't know what should they make.
Soup.
Bacon, turkey, brie sandwiches with apples.
Are apples in season where they would have that? And are we talking like a whole turkey or like
No.
Sliced turkey on the sandwich with bacon and brie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get
You're
it.
able to the supplies that he doesn't have. You're able to go get. We'll
do
say
you slip in some of that Cajun seasoning?
I slip in some swamp water.
yes. So we'll say that it takes 10 silver to go collect all the other ingredients that he doesn't have, kind of like the turkey. Doesn't have that for bacon. Doesn't have that. Fenrir, is there anything by that? They're staying there. Are you heading back to the Glonkquests?
No.
Okay, so we'll say that you guys
Our
are
wild card has spoken.
you guys are talking, eating, and stuff. So we'll jump over to Fenrir. What are you doing?
I want to try to go to the front and talk to Kendall, the wizard man
Oh, in the Monarch District?
in the Monarch District.
Okay. You approach the guards. You mention that you need that you want to speak to Kendall. And they're like, well, we can send a runner, but I don't know how long it'll take to get him there.
Okay.
But-
Can I just run up there and be the runner?
No.
Oh, okay. Here's worth a shot. All right. I'll just kind of hang out here with you. You mind if I play some music?
Oh, sure. We're all for that.
Are these the same guards that listened to me the last time and were just like super off put?
Sure. We'll see. We'll do that. That's fine.
Jeff and Larry,
Jeff and Larry.
Stan and Steve.
they're all twins.
Quadruplets.
Yeah.
Larry, go up and go see if the wizards are... Kendall, you said?
Yes.
Go see if it is. It's a pretty slow day. Nobody's been trying to get here. I think we can handle it. This bard seems very, very honorable. He can help me.
You guys is doing a shifty eyes.
You got done
But
just
yeah,
been put to work.
go ahead and play me some music.
Okay, cool.
Are you going to play the Viol Man again?
Yes.
So you play your song, and about 15 minutes later, Larry comes back, and he's like, hand you a piece of paper. It's a blue paper with a kind of a yellow border around it.
You got in?
And he's like, he's waiting for you. I will escort you.
Oh, sweet.
So upset right now.
Hey, it was the wizard. They already had an in with each other.
But it was her father.
Yeah, it was my dad.
It's a farther distance to walk up
okay,
that
it's
way.
farther into the Monarch District. I get it.
Wizards are just inside
way
the
up on the
door,
hill. He didn't
father's
want to
up on
make the
hillside.
climb. So he takes you up there and goes to the front office, and he's like, this is Fenrir looking for Kendall?
Yes.
Okay, well, he's your problem now. Talking to the secretary there. And before she can talk, Kendall does come around the corner. He's like, yes. You wanted to speak to me. Come to my office.
I'll follow him.
What is it that you needed?
So I was just wondering if there was can we send like a message to somebody that's in Hayden's Hollow, that's in a far distance away, so that they kind of know what's going on and where we're at in this process. And I've read of different spells, but I haven't been able to prepare one. Like I know I can do message, but that doesn't seem to be able to. That won't travel across many lands or anything that way. So I was just wondering if you had something we could conjure up, or if I needed just to send a letter. I guess I could do that too, but I figured this might be a little quicker.
Yes, sending would be the correct spell. Message doesn't quite go to the distance.
I have
I can dream
Oh, it's exactly
far off place where a message would send would be
and it would be
waiting
very
for me.
far and waiting for me.
Well, sending to somebody I am not familiar with is a difficult task. It is possible, but it is very difficult. Is it a serious question? Is it urgent?
No, but do you know BROMSTROM's brother, Colin?
I do not.
Okay. What about a guy named Bellerin?
No, not familiar to me.
Who else is in town? There's a Mavenrix there with a... What about Willow? Who works in town? I think she's a mage.
I'm sorry, I don't. I'm not familiar with these people.
All right, it was worth a shot.
I love how awkward he gets. I'm not familiar with any of these people.
Could you teach me how to do it?
It would take some time, but if it's urgent, then it would...
I mean, it's not extremely urgent. It was just a thought.
I could do this. He reaches in his drawer and pulls out a scroll. He's like, I've been meaning to give these to you anyway so we could stay in contact about the scarecrows. These are sending spell scrolls. You could use one to contact whoever you needed to if it was that urgent.
Okay. Let me think about it. I don't know if it's that urgent. It's not. I don't know if it's worth. I know these things take time to write out and have, and I don't know if I want to waste it.
Yeah, and if you're not
quite on that,
if you're not quite powerful enough, the magic can backfire.
Oh, cool.
Cool.
So make sure these are done exactly how I've written them out.
Okay, can I take those sending scrolls, kind of open it and make sure I can read?
He explains it to you
and
yeah,
do all that and I think I can handle that.
okay.
I'll take this spell scrolls and thank you.
He gave you 2, by the way.
Okay, 2.
Yes.
All right. Well, sorry to waste your time, but thank you for the scrolls. I'll definitely be letting you know about the scarecrows, and I'll keep my eyes peeled on our travels. And yeah.
Yes. We haven't really found any more information about those yet. It's quite a busy time, and that has been put on the back burner, which I don't agree with, but it's not my call. I wish it was.
Ooh, whose call is it? Who's your boss? Do you have a boss?
I do. And he's a very strict man. His name is... I need a name suggestion.
Alfred.
Alfred.
No.
You can't. Alfred's
Sam.
a nice guy.
Thomas. Sam. Samuel. Lockhart.
Samuel
Boom. Power.
Lockhart.
He's a man named Samuel Lockhart. He's a pompous, arrogant man who believes that he knows everything.
So beautiful.
But
That's accurate too.
he doesn't believe in the research I do.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish you well.
Yes, but I'm trying to gather some other wizards around me so we can face this forward. He doesn't seem like it's relevant or worth chasing, but I disagree.
Maybe you could show him? Have him attack somebody? No. I'm just kidding.
That's not a bad idea.
I like this guy.
This is a murder.
I could take the wreath, see if he'll attack me. No. I couldn't do that. I'd get kicked out.
Make you an accomplice over here.
I have too many resources here to put that at jeopardy.
Kendall, it's
Stupefy.
definitely not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. But
Would
is
make
there
for
anything
a
I can
good
do? Do you want me to go
story,
tell him
though.
about what happened?
Sorry, what was that?
Do you want me to go up, can talk to him and tell him what happened and try to explain the urgency of the situation?
I have tried my best, and I highly doubt that he would speak to a bard, let's say.
Well, does he have an assistant that maybe I could
Charm.
what's the word?
That's what I was thinking.
Or impersonate?
Look at him
He's-
having his own adventures over here.
He is quite clever, so you'd probably see through any mirage or spell that you do. But I'm sure that once the celebration settles down and stuff, I may be able to convince him otherwise.
Ah, that makes sense.
Or at least convince one of the other head wizards to take me under their wing and do something with it.
Right. Have you showed them the body?
I have.
Oh.
And they don't quite believe, like I said, it's a lot of politics here, and I hate politics.
Me too,
Amen,
buddy. Me
amen.
too.
Where did that voice come from?
This guy is preaching to the choir.
Somebody's sending us a message, I guess.
Well, is that all you needed?
Yeah, that's all I needed.
Okay. Well, if you do find anything more about the scarecrows or anything, let me know, and I for sure will let you know once I can narrow down some time. Maybe I can sneak in the after hours and do some practicing.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
He just kind of zones out for a little bit. You can see gears grinding.
Fenrir is now going to let him do that, and he's gonna try to he's gonna leave and try to sneak out without anybody walking him down to the front gates as his mind starts. The gears start turning in his mind.
Okay. Going back to BROMSTROM and that group, you guys are just finishing up. You do start hearing noises upstairs. And he's like, oh, she must be awake. Excuse me. He heads upstairs. And after about 10 minutes, you hear coming down the stairs. And into the kitchen, you do see Helene Glonkquest.
Can I be in the middle of telling them how I got my pet moose from back home?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Well, you see, you don't want to get and try and wrangle a moose. It's always a bad idea. Always a bad idea. But if you just try and be friendly, it gets you a lot farther. Unless they're a mama. You don't do anything with the mamas. You just walk away. Just walk away.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Most
but-
mamas are mean in a good. Well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean, sugar.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What?
His name is Ronald.
Who is Ronald?
Ronald's my pet moose from back home. Nice to see you again, ma'am.
Yes, it is a wonder to see you. You have a pet moose.
I have
How
a pet.
lovely.
I do.
They are such magnificent creatures.
He's a wonderful, stubborn creature, and I love him.
What a wonderful thing. Yes, BROMSTROM mentioned that you wish to speak with me. How did the tournament go?
It didn't. We lost.
Oh,
We didn't even make it into the final round, unfortunately.
But they tried real hard. They did real good.
I'm sure they did their best.
Can I ask why it's so imperative that you meet with the Duke?
You see her get quiet and
We're just so to explain why I ask. We're, as you know, we lost the tournament and stuff, but we've got a couple different avenues of things we're working on, with the potential to still get you to meet with the Duke, but putting our names on the line at this point and stuff, and this other gentleman's name on the line, we want to know a little bit more going into it so we can be prepared.
yes, to be honest, I don't know. It's the other side that wants to. And she is more control than I am.
Oh,
But I feel that it's possible that fulfilling her wishes, that maybe she'll leave.
I mean, do you think she have malicious, bad intent?
She's never killed anyone, if that's what you mean.
did. She did shoot me with some garlic.
With garlic, that didn't hurt though, sugar.
Okay, I believe you. I like you. You awesome. I just want to make sure that we're, yeah.
You were an easy target to hit, so. she jumps off the chair and starts, Trixie Pixie. Takes off again.
Whoa, that scared
Hold on.
me.
Is there an actual pixie that you see?
Oh.
I'm so sorry.
I want to chase after her.
Okay. She's heading
Boudreaux
upstairs.
Boudreaux joins.
I'm going to sit there and talk to BROMSTROM.
Okay, we'll go with the chase.
I'm just on a fly on the wall.
Okay, how exactly are you doing this? What did you have in mind?
So how did
Are
she...
you trying to catch her, or
No,
you
I just want to chase her. I
Okay.
want to talk to her. So that's all.
to talk to her? You said,
Yeah, well,
or
yeah,
you're just chasing her for fun?
a little bit of both.
Okay, just so I can get an idea on.
A little bit of both.
Okay,
Hide and seek. Here we come.
Yeah, it's like being back in the grove.
okay. So she takes off running,
Okay,
and you're a couple steps behind her,
cool.
and she. Let's see. Make a acrobatics check.
Boudreaux 2 or no?
Oh yeah, you're right behind. Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh. That's a crit 1.
What happens? What?
So I still have some of my sandwich in my hand.
Okay.
And so then I'm like, I see her running, Lila, and I turn really fast, and I slip on the rug, and I have to catch myself so my sandwich doesn't touch the ground.
So that happens. Safe. The sandwich is safe.
But then he shoves it in his mouth, and then he'll get up he shoves it in his mouth, and he'll get up and run after.
Okay.
I
Lila,
got
what'd
a
you get?
non-natural 20.
Perfect. Okay, you're right on her tail. What did you want to talk to
So
her? or anything?
I just, I was like, wait, is there actual pixie that you see? Because I heard pixies are kind of not very nice people or things. They're not really people. But I've never actually met one.
She stops and turns around super fast, and you can.
Hi! Whoa!
Her name is Zella,
Zella?
and she starts looking around.
How long have you been after Zella? Can I help?
It's been 10 years I've been after this Trixie Pixie.
10 years and you never caught. Did you know how long it took me to catch a glowworm? It wasn't that long.
Well, she is very sneaky. That sneaky Pixie, Trixie Pixie. And then you hear Boudreaux. You're able to find them. Glonkquest is crouched down and just silently looking.
He does. Are there? Not the wind chime. The chandeliers in here, right?
It is not. You guys went up the stairs and down kind of the banister hall, looking over kind of the main entrance, and then you went into a hallway of bedrooms.
What'd she look like?
She looks like, and she slowly starts standing up. I've never seen her.
Then how do you know she's here?
She's having a moment of what have I been doing my whole life? I don't know.
Because I want to help, but I can't help if I don't know what she looks like or where she is.
I don't know. What? Why have what? And she takes her crossbows and drops them, and looks at her hands, and she's like, what?
What have you done?
Now we have an existential crisis on our hands.
BROMSTROM!
Wait, do you do that?
Yeah, I do that.
Oh,
Okay,
right.
so he goes like running up the stairs. You can hear him pull. He trips on the stairs a little bit.
Like a loose,
The
Roscoe's
place
coming
where
up right behind.
Boudreaux slipped, he kind of moved the rug a
He
little.
tripped on the rug while running up.
There's a
and
little
trips up the
wrinkle there now.
stairs.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on?
I just pointed. I was like, I think I broke her.
He like looks and he notices that the crossbows are on the ground. And he's like, oh no.
It is bad.
I just asked about what the pixie looked like and if she'd ever seen her, because I don't want to help. Because I like finding things. I don't know if you know this or not, but yeah, I like. Oh my gosh, Boudreaux, I sound like you. Anyway, I think I broke her.
Yes, indeed. Miss Glonkquest, Alim, who are we? Why are we here? What is, kind of the philosophical questions of like doubting the existence.
While that's all happening, can Henley walk out the door?
Oh gosh, are you
You're
serious?
just like, I'm gone.
Well, I can tell you.
It's not for what you think. Henley just wants to go sit out in like the garden area.
Okay, you see Henley walk out, Roscoe.
I fall-
Bronstrom like tells you guys to leave the room.
Oh, I was gonna grab her
Did you have something in mind to do?
nicely. I nicely, gently grab her.
Okay.
She lets me do that.
Yep.
And he goes, "Do you want to sit down?" He sits her down.
What is a seat? Does a seat even exist?
Let me tell you, okay? Once upon a time, there was a man, and he came here to help us know where to go in life. Okay? His name be Kundas, okay? And Kundas says that when we come here to learn. You have a lesson you need to learn. And I hear you separate people, eh?
What?
I mean, you were struggling knowing why you're here, so you must have something to learn, right? So what do you think that might be? And if you don't know, it's okay because that's why we're here. And then when you die, you go back to Kundas and Kundas says, "I think this time she needs to be a butterfly so that she might know how to fly." And then he'll turn you into that butterfly and you can fly away, all right?
Is that Trixie? Is that the Trixie Pixie?
Yeah, no. Wait, what?
I need to kill a butterfly.
Oh my goodness!
Hold on.
And she jumps up and she just starts running out the door.
And he goes, wait! He chases her.
And Henley sees Glonkquest run out the door and chases her.
Oh no, what did I do?
We're the DM now.
Is this how you expected it to go, Dave?
No. It's getting out of hand.
We'll DM. You just play her for a moment, okay?
I'm just gonna sit here and curl up in a ball. Alim is falling apart.
I didn't mean to. I really just wanted to help her find a pixie.
We've gotten off track.
How fast can she run?
Nah, she's not super fast.
And not as fast as Henley.
No. She goes outside. She doesn't go outside the gate or anything, but she starts just kicking the bushes and stuff, trying to get in.
Okay, so
she did grab her crossbows, by the way.
Henley, for some reason, feels compelled to catch Alim
Okay.
and touch her. And with her new magic, she casts protection from evil and good. Spell time!
Spell time!
Until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And it grants several benefits. They can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed.
But it says she has to be willing.
Right.
Only one willing creature, though.
She's kicking a bush and she's like trying to look in there, trying to find a butterfly.
Yeah, I just kind of gently grab her shoulders.
Okay.
And yeah.
And as you do that, you kind of feel her arms relax, and she kind of falls not like falling, but more of like I'm unbalanced and I'm falling backwards.
Okay, I catch her.
Okay. And she goes, oh, what? Well, hello. How did I get here?
Your pixie friend brought you out here, I think.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I would like to go back inside now.
Okay, I will...
Can we be like running out the door at this point?
Yeah. BROMSTROM, Lila, and Boudreaux are running out the door, and you see Henley and Miss Glonkquest climbing the stairs.
I'm sorry. Whatever it is, I'm sorry. I
We didn't mean to. We did it.
No, it's fine. I just would like to sit down. I am quite weary.
Yes, ma'am. Whatever you need.
Let me go sit you in the front room.
Okay, they go and sit down in the front room, and they're like, okay, well, I believe I would like to rest a bit. BROMSTROM, will you get me a drink, please? Fenrir, is there anything else you were going to do after the meeting with the wizard?
Let me go back to their house. And then you can, whenever you feel like I made it back to their house, introduce me.
So BROMSTROM goes over and gets...
Henley's sitting by
Aleem. Okay. BROMSTROM brings the drink to her, and she sips it a little bit. It's like, thank you, my dear. I feel quite well looking at Henley. Thank you.
I just felt like that might help. It's something new I've learned lately.
Well, it's good. What were we discussing?
Well, we were briefly talking about the Duke and why you needed to visit him, but if you are unsure, then we can move on to the next topic.
Whatever, as you've noticed, I don't remember what happens when she comes out. And it's her that has this desire to meet him.
Does she have a name? Or is it just her?
I've never asked a name. I've never had communication with her.
That's odd. I've never met anybody that's had somebody else in their head, too. Sorry.
Two?
Oh, yeah, that's a long story, ma'am. I'll tell you after this.
Oh, okay.
The other reason we're here is to discuss the Hollow a little more, as we've previously discussed a little bit.
Yes.
I know part of your, dealings with it was that we needed to set up that meeting with the Duke. And that's still a possibility, but what if we said we had potentially another buyer who would be interested in it?
I am open to sell to anyone who...
his name is Dwal from the Iron Hills Guild. And he approached us shortly after the tournament, before the final round started, and we had a discussion. And he has no interest in the Hollow itself. He just would like the mines. But he's willing to match that offer and allow the Hollow to do the Hollowy things, and he just takes over control of the mines. Which would remove Mendrik from the situation, which would free up BROMSTROM's son from the picture.
What do you mean?
So, BROMSTROM's...
I Miss Glonkquest, it is time for you to rest. But Miss Aleem is tired, and we...
Sir, she needs to know everything.
She does know everything. I will explain everything to her, but
Doesn't
I would
sound like
please
she does.
ask you to leave and leave her rest.
No.
I will get the guards if you do not leave this premises.
Okay, well, if she wants to know...
What's gotten into you, BROMSTROM?
I also would like to know that.
And we will get to that next time.
Yay!
Thank you guys for listening. We're getting into the thick of things. It's really exciting. Hopefully you guys have really enjoyed this. Thanks to D.A. Nichols for writing this music. And make sure you check out her RPG called Shields of Power at drivethroughrpg.com. Hit us up on our social medias. Talk to us on Twitter. Email us at chaosbardpod@gmail.com. Also, huge thanks to our sponsor, Nerd Alert Treasures. Use the promo code TOMIES for 15% off of her products. And with that, I am DM Dave, and to the right we have...
Fenrir.
Osco.
Lila Garatha.
And Henley.
And until next time, we unroll the scroll to tell the tale. Bye!